Hi, welcome to ElimuHub. In this tutorial, I'm going to solve question 12 from NECTA 2015 Form 4 Math paper. And the question is a statistic question. You are given some data here, and question A is asking you to copy and complete this tally table for the data given. Okay, so I will be fast forwarding at some point. So you are given the class sizes here of height of plants, and there are 50 plants. So how do we do tally? Well, they are just little marks that you put as you go along. So I would advise you to go downwards instead of going this way, because there is a chance you might make some mistakes. So we start with 56. Where will 56 go? Well, this class here. So we just put a mark. And we cross that out, and then we got 50, so let's cross that out, and then we got a mark there. 77, it will go up here. 46 will go up here. 54, it will go up here, and 82, that will go here. 40 here. 66 here. 49 in here. 79 in here, 70 in here, 51 in here, 61 in here, 48 in here, 69 in here, 56 is going to be in this class. 64 is going to be here. So now we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 marks. The fifth one we need to go across like that. Right, now we got 53, so we cross 53, and again that's the fifth one for this class, so that will go up here. Okay, so what you need to do is remember to cancel out what you've done. Okay, I'm going to fast forward now, and so I don't bore you. So I've done this in advance. Once you've done all your tally over here, then you need to start counting them. So we've got 5 here. Frequency is how often it appears. So 5 times there is a plant that fitted into this group. Okay, 2 times there, and make sure you count all of them, and make sure they add up to your total frequency of 50. So that's question A done. Okay, now for part B, you are asked to draw a histogram. So we are now doing B, and in order to do a histogram, in order to draw a histogram, you need frequencies, which we have done from part A. You also need classes, which are your heights, but I have noticed here the classes end at 30. For example, that one there, and the next one starts at 31. So there's a gap. We cannot have that when we draw histograms, so the data must be continuous. So in order to deal with that problem, I've introduced new classes over here. So I've made 20.5. So I've made use of boundaries, lower bounds and upper bounds. So I've made these 20.5 and this one 30.5, so the data can meet, and then there will be no gap between them. And that's what we're going to use to draw our histogram. So you don't really need to use a middle point to draw your histogram. You just need to know your lower bounds and upper bounds for each class. Okay, so I'll start with 20.5 and I end 30.5 for that class. The next thing you need to know is that frequency must be on the y-axis, and then you've got your heights here, and centimeters are on the x-axis. You need to figure out your scale. Well, I've looked at my frequencies here, and I can see the highest one is 11. So I only need up to 11 on this side. and then obviously I only need up to 100.5 on the x-axis. So make sure you plan before you start putting in values. The next thing I've done is, you can see here there's a wiggle bit. That's because it started at 20.5. That's my minimum value. So you do not need to start from 0 on the x-axis. So you can, this wiggle bit, it just means it's just kind of broken. You don't need to waste time or space to have that empty space. Right then, let's draw our histogram. Well, the first one, 20.5 to 30.5 is 5. So I start from here, that's my lower bound, and I go to 5. So there's 5 of them. So you need to make sure you use the ruler whenever you do this, okay? So 5 up to there. So that's my first one done. And my next one, so 30.5 to 40.5 is only 2. 30.5 to 40.5 is 2, so it goes up here and down. Next one is 11, so 40.5 goes up to 11, so that's my highest one. So I apologize if my lines are not quite straight. Unfortunately, this app I'm using right now is, I can draw the lines, but it will take longer to show you how to do it. So just bear with me, please. So that's done. And the next one, 50.5 to 60.5 is 6. So I go up to 6 and then I draw my line all the way down. And the next one, 60.5 to 70.5 is another 6. So it goes on like that. Right, so that's done as well. And then now we have 10 for 70.5. So I go again all the way to 10. There goes my lovely straight lines. So all the way down. Oops, apologies. Right, so next one is 6. So go up to 6. That's better. And the last one is 4. So you go all the way to 4. Well, that is the histogram. Part B is complete. Now let's do part C. Right, part C, you're asked to find the mean height of the plants. And it says here, do not use the assumed mean method. All right, so what I've done here, I've got my new classes, and now I've introduced a midpoint because this is a group data. I don't know exactly the height of, well, I've grouped it now. I know the height, I knew the heights before, but because I'm using the group data, I need to find a midpoint. You're going to assume like you don't have this data here, okay? So you find your midpoints. And it would be the same if you use this class or that class. So your midpoints is the average of the two bounds. So if you do, for example, 21 plus 30 divided by 2, you get 25.5. You get the same if you did 20.5 plus 30.5. So now I'm assuming everything in this class, all the plants have a height of 25.5. And then altogether, their height is 25.5 times 5, which is 127.5 centimeters. So you do your midpoints, and then midpoints times your frequency to get this column here. So you need to add these columns by yourselves, okay? Then once you've complete, you add all of them up, and that's your total. So to find mean, so mean height, okay, so that's your X bar, is going to be the total of this midpoint times frequency divided by total frequency. Okay, so my total for that is 3075, divide by how many plants there are. There's 50 of them, and that will give me a mean height of 61.5 centimeters. Now let's do part D. Well, part D, you're asked to find the median. Well, there's a simple way to find median data. So that is the middle position of the data once the data has been arranged from small to largest. This data here is already from smallest to largest. So all we need to do is, where is the middle number? Okay, where's the middle height? We need to find the position. So the position for the median, okay, so median position, I will put it in simple English, is going to be n plus 1 divided by 2. And this will work whether it is odd or not odd number of frequency. All right, so our total plants is 50 plus 1 divided by 2. And this will give you 25.5, so position. So the middle height is 25.5 position. All right, so how do we find this one? Well, let's have a look. We need to do cumulative frequency. What does that mean? We need to add them out as we go down. So they've got 5 there. So up to here, they are going to be 7 plants. And then up to here, 7 plus 11, that's going to be 18 plants. And then up to here, 18 plus 6. So all the way from there to there now, there's going to be 24 plants. Well, we're still not in the middle. So if you add another 6, there's going to be 30. So in here, in this class, is where the median is. Okay, so what we're really interested in is the 2 classes which have the median, so from there to there. Right. Now let me show you how to find the median by using proportion. Okay, so we draw a line and we're going to think about these 2 classes and where the median is. So let's say the median is somewhere here. Okay, and on one side we got the lower values and the others we got the higher values. And on top, let's say here we have the median height of the plant. Okay, if we look at this, the highest on that side is 60.5 centimeters. So we're looking at this, okay, only these 2 values, this one and this one. The smallest, the highest on that one is 60.5. So that's going to go here. So that's the one end of the data. And the highest is 70.5. Okay. And now we're going to look at the frequency. What's the frequency? Up to here, the frequency is 24. So it's 24, the lowest end. And on this class here, the higher end is 30. So you can call this the lower bound, this is the upper bound, and this can be the lower frequency, and this is your upper frequency. Okay, and then where did we say the position of the median is? 25.5 position. So this is a position of the median, okay, right here. Now we're going to do proportion, okay? So how do we do this? If we take the long one, so all this gap from there to there, of the heights, so what are we going to do? 70.5, take away 60.5, and we divide it by the longest of the frequency, so all the way from 30 to 24. So 30 take away 24. This proportion is going to be equal to from there to there. Okay, the shorter ones. So M take away 60.5 divide by the frequency itself the position of the median. So 25.5 take away 24. Okay, so what do you get now when you rearrange this? Is m minus 60.5 divided by 1.5 is equal to 10/6. Okay, I'll just move them around. So now if you rearrange, you will get median is equal to 10/6 times 1.5 plus, okay, so this goes the other way, plus 60.5, and this will give you 63 centimeter. So the median is 63 centimeters. Okay, thank you for watching, and hope I have helped you.